Yes, sis Betsy, it looks like you've got some bloody Transformers on your kop there, bruh. Even the name, it sounds like a Transformer. Call in the Astro A20s, the Decepticons are coming. That was a terrible, terrible Optimus Prime voice. Anyway. What's up guys, Caleb here with another installment of Reality Check, and today is all about the Astro A20s. Now, this is not the most expensive gaming headset that money can buy, but it does offer you pretty decent features and more than adequate sound quality at what most would consider a fair price point. But it's not without its faults, and I do have some issues with it. So let's talk about it in a little bit more detail. In terms of the design and the aesthetics, I'm personally really not a fan. It just looks bulky. I'm not a fan of the color palette, the gray and the blue. I don't like the geometry of the design. It feels very angular and just very square. I actually just really don't like how they look. On top of that, the build quality, and I'm not saying that it is cheap, but good lord does it feel cheap. It feels like hollow, thin, brittle plastic. There's a lot of flex to it. It doesn't feel very heavy or rugged or well built, and it feels like a cheap headset, so I'm not crazy about the build quality either. There are a couple of elements of the build that I do like. So firstly is the actual mechanic for adjusting the headband. It feels very rigid and rugged and solid, so you kind of have to like pull and push to adjust the distance or the length of your headband. That part was quite nice. Also, the boom mic is of a fairly high quality, so whilst there is a fair amount of flex to it so you can bend and adjust it to your needs, once you have done that, it maintains its shape very well, which is also quite nice. On top of that, the ear cushions are incredibly poofy and very soft with a nice material finish, so they sit very comfortably on my head. And a nice touch was the cushioning on the headband. That also feels like very soft cushiony material that I do appreciate. The gap in the middle though feels weird pressed down on my head, and I'm not crazy about that, but comfort-wise, these things, they take the cake. Very, very comfortable. In terms of the placement of the controls, I thought it was a bit of a weird choice for me. So the volume and game chat slider, as well as the USB charging port, the sound profile button, and the power button are all on the bottom right-hand side of the right ear cup. Now, it's not necessarily a bad placement, it just doesn't make sense to me ergonomically. I find I want to keep my hand on the mouse, so having to lift that off and use all my controls over there seems a bit of an odd choice, but there's nothing wrong with it. I just personally don't enjoy it. Now let's talk about the sound quality, because whilst I have my issues with the build and the design and the aesthetics, the sound quality impressed me right out of the box. So it has 40mm drivers, the volume it kicks out is more than adequate, and the overall sound quality was very impressive. There's very clear representations across all spectrums of the frequencies. It's got really decent low end as well, and I was using it for multimedia purposes. So I edited, listened to music, watched movies, and gamed with them, and I was more than happy with the sound performance. But let's have a closer listen. Okay, so this is our binaural setup for the Astro A20s. Again, we've got our binaural head Betty here in the studio. You should be hearing the audio crossfade soon, and we're just going to get right into it so you can hear what it sounds like. So not bad at all, right? That's got a pretty good, at least directional noise, and the overall sound quality representation is pretty darn dope. Back to the recording. So that's the sound quality, and whilst it's not the most amazing thing in the world, I was still very impressed at this price point. My only issue with it, and my only really thing that I think they should have added to this headset, is some surround sound. It's a pity that it doesn't have surround sound, but let's talk about the mic now. This is the microphone test for the Astro A20s, and as you can hear, there's actually a decent amount of low end with some decent noise cancellation nonetheless. I don't know if you can hear my friend pressing and clicking buttons in the background on the PlayStation 4, but a lot of low end, pretty decent voice clarity, and very decent noise cancellation, so I'm super happy with this mic at this price point. Back to the review. So it's a decent mic as well. It's not the best mic in the world, but again, you're paying what you get for here, and I think what you get is pretty awesome. Now, these are wireless headphones, and that's pretty cool because A, they can be used not just only for PC, but whilst these are advertised for the PS4, it can be used for the PS4 and the Xbox. So that's kind of hard to find a headphone, a wireless gaming headphone that can be used across the board, across all devices, that still gives you awesome sound quality and mic clarity at a fair price point, and that seems to do this. So I was quite impressed with that as well. Also, the wireless signal is strong, easily about 20 meters through walls even, which is how we tested it, and the setup is super simple and super easy to use. So overall, wirelessly, it's a really good set of wireless gaming headphones. Also, the battery life lasts about 15 hours with a full charge, so that is going to suit your long gaming sessions more than adequately, and then you'll just put them on charge at the end of the day and they'll be perfectly usable again the next one. So battery life is more than adequate, and overall I think it's just an excellent gaming headphone based on sound and battery life and wireless functionality, not on the build, aesthetic, or the design of it. I'm not crazy about that. But what are you paying? Money talk! Graham, what's the price? At the time of this recording, these puppies, the Astro A20s, were priced at around 2,500 Rand on eTech. Now, there is a price attached to that, and it is quite a substantial amount of money, but you are guaranteed getting awesome audio quality that can be used for different media purposes. So it performs more than adequately in games, but then you can also use it for moving, watching, music listening, editing. So that's a nice little element to add on top of it. And then also what you're paying for really is the wireless technology, the ability to be able to use it on PC, on PS4, and on Xbox across the board, no matter what console you have. So pretty good for that price. Anyways, guys, that pretty much wraps it up for this week's installment of Reality Check. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Astro A20s and what you think about Betty. Say hi to Betty, guys. Betty, say hi to Caleb. No, I'm not going to kiss you, Betty. No, sorry. And don't forget to hit like. Okay, let me just do that again. And that pretty much Oh, God. Don't forget to let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Astro A20s. Also, let me know what your favorite gaming headset is. Maybe we'll get them and do a review on them. Don't forget to hit like. Don't forget to hit subscribe. Don't forget to let me know what you think about Betty as well. Say hi to the people, Betty. What's up? And I'll catch you guys next week for another installment of Reality Check. Peace! I want to do one more.
Betty has no hands, dude. You said say goodbye.
With a facial expression, at least. Come on. Why are you giving me shit, bro? Don't poke holes in my logic. Yes, sis.